Good morning, good morning. It is coffee talk time. Friday morning, it is June the 24th. The weekend is almost upon us. I'm going to be on air covering your weekend forecast, but that's okay. It's my job. I'll also be here with you on Coffee Talk tomorrow morning, and the morning before, and the morning after. And the morning after that. I hope you're having a great start to your Friday. It is muggy once again. Remember we were talking about that yesterday? It's back, baby. And the shower and thunderstorm coverage is working upward. Let's talk about the top two things that you need to know this morning as you grab that cup of coffee. Ay, gewalt. All right. More dangerous heat in the forecast today. Yesterday, we hit 101 degrees in Daytona Beach. We hit 99 in Orlando, and even more of that in the forecast today. Then, looking ahead to tomorrow, storm chances really start to ramp up, helping to bring down those temperatures just a little bit. We've got you covered throughout the next half an hour or so. But first, let's take a moment. Let's take a sip of coffee. I'm going to bring it full screen because it's so pretty. Let's take that moment of zen. Downtown Orlando, looking good. All right. Let's raise our cups of coffee, cup of cuppies. Can't even talk this morning. It's a beautiful start to the day. But yeah, the humidity, the mugginess, it is all back. We are at 82 degrees right now in Orlando. It's 80 degrees in Leesburg, 81 degrees in the Villages. We're at 82 in Daytona Beach, 79 degrees. Yeah, in Titusville. So it's hot. It's humid. Our first warning, live Doppler radar, is rain-free this morning. So that's good, but it will not stay that way. The forecast for the day ahead does include not only the big heat once again, we're headed to 97 in Orlando, but it includes the dangerous heat index values, the feels like temperatures, and then you get the thunderstorms factoring in, all right? Yeah. So 93, 94 degrees for lunchtime, 95 1 p.m., then we hit that 97 degree mark later this afternoon. Seriously, this is the kind of heat that's dangerous. Nikki, good morning to you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Mickey over on YouTube says, good morning, Eric. It was hot and got super windy in Eustis yesterday. Yeah, it definitely did. Those storms were powerful. And again this afternoon, I think that we're going to get the opportunity to get some stronger storms. John's asking, did I show Futurecast yet? I did not, my friend. Before we show Futurecast, let's talk about the temperature forecast today because these are dangerously high temperatures, okay? Linda, of course, my pleasure. Outdoor chores early today. Very good. 97 our forecast. High in Orlando. Boy, my allergies are getting me. Always. 97 in Leesburg, 98 degrees in Claremont, 97 degrees in Wildwood. Along the shoreline even. Remember, we hit a terribly high number yesterday. 96 degrees today in Daytona Beach. Whereas yesterday, let's talk about this. I mean, the old record is going back to 1944. We hit 101 degrees yesterday in Daytona Beach. We're going to be once again in the ballpark today, I think. So, yeah. I mean, it's wild when you think about it. When we talk about forecast versus records, hold on. Let me find it. Stand by. We've got a million graphics in here. All right. So where did today's temperatures line up in comparison to records? I mean, we're going to be close. Orlando, 97 record goes back to 1944. It's 100 degrees. Sanford, 97 forecast goes back to 98. It's 101 degrees. And there you go. Leesburg getting awful close. 97 record is 98. Daytona Beach, it's going to be a little hard to get there, but it's possible. Melbourne, it'll be hard to get there, but it is possible. Mike's asking, are we going to have another 6 hours without power today in Altoona? I will tell you, we definitely had big thunderstorms move through, and that is, of course, a big concern. When we talk about power outages, okay? When we talk about power outages, our friends in Marion County are still dealing with power outages. There are 290 residents without power. This coming from our friends over at poweroutage.us. So, unfortunately, that is continuing to be the thing. The rest of Central Florida not really dealing with much. At one point, though, yesterday, Marion County's power outages were in the thousands, and it was very, very high. It was very, very high. Hold on one second. Sorry. I was texting with Gary Lezak. Wait a minute. That's actually wrong. It shouldn't say 1,300. That was from yesterday. Is it 1,300? Hold on a second. Did that just updated? Hold on a second. Yeah, 1,300 people. So there you go. Poweroutage.us, 1,300 people. Alex must have just updated the numbers. Yep. And I just went to their website. So you can always get this information by heading over to their website, poweroutage.us. But still quite a few power outages reported up there. And we had reports of funnel clouds. We had reports of damage that may have twisted around. And that, of course, leads us to wonder if there was a tornado that touched down. Not sure if the Weather Service is sending a crew up there or not today. But at any rate, the weather was rough. And there's yet another opportunity for strong to severe storms as well. Yvette says the rain was going horizontal and wind was worst I've seen. Well, and certainly that's a concern, right? Certainly that's a concern. So for today, we are under a level 1 risk for strong to severe storms. Level 1 risk for strong to severe storms. That's why we've declared today to be an impact day. So when we talk about a low-end risk for strong to severe storms, here's what today means, okay? Low-end risk, 1 out of 5, means winds running up to 58, 60 miles an hour, so in the stronger of the storms. Relatively low-end tornado risk, could see some small hail, but out of all the storms that we're tracking, you can anticipate seeing isolated strong to severe storms. So in other words, when I show you Futurecast here in a moment, out of everything that we look at, 1 or 2 could get on the stronger side, okay? So let's look at Futurecast. This morning, it's obviously nice and quiet. Definitely like to see that. Okay, but where do we go from here? Let's just roll through time. Lunchtime, still looking good. Debbie says my Alexa just bonged that the Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for Oviedo. Yeah, my phone just went off. Let's update that real fast. Literally as you're... Oh, there it is. Okay, big surprise. Not. Heat advisory posted now for all of Central Florida. This is breaking on Coffee Talk. It's funny. As you mentioned it, my watch just went off as well. So yeah, heat advisory now in effect for all of Central Florida. No surprise here. Dangerous heat anticipated. And then that dangerous heat will play into the opportunity for stronger storms around town. So lunchtime, we're good. Notice by 2 o'clock, we're already bubbling up showers and thunder showers. Look at 4 p.m. Widely scattered showers and storms. But again, out of all the storms, isolated cells have the opportunity to get a little bit stronger. Then by 6 o'clock, it's all kind of clearing out and clearing out and clearing out. And then we look ahead to this weekend. And I think this weekend is actually going to be particularly stormy. Yeah. Let's talk about the rain chances going beyond today, okay? So today's coverage of rain sitting at 60%. We're actually going up a little bit for tomorrow. Why? What's going on? Well, it's funny if you're a friend who follows the LRC, then this should come as no surprise. But look at the satellite and radar. Little storm system over Florida. Not tropical this cycle, but it's there. It has been in our LRC. It has been in our LRC forecast, our hurricane season forecast, since March the 1st. We put it out and we said there was going to be a storm system near the mid-Atlantic over the last couple of days. It was there. We said there was going to be a storm system around, I'll show you the mid-Atlantic real fast. There it is. It's pulling away now, but it was off the mid-Atlantic. There it goes. Then there's your Florida storm system. Right where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be. Now, it's not tropical. That's fine. But there you go. So that storm system playing out, helping to raise our rain chances. Now, for today, it's going to perhaps keep us a notch or so lower than yesterday. But tomorrow, that rising rain chance actually helps to drop temperatures down a little bit more, which is good. We don't want this kind of heat. Seriously, this heat advisory kind of heat is just, it's flat out dangerous. Robin said, planned his friend's 60th birthday party tomorrow. Better change to inside in Daytona. I mean, let's look at Futurecast. I will also point out that if we look at the severe weather outlook for tomorrow, it's lower. So the rains that we're expecting to see today could get a little stronger. But tomorrow, it's just kind of more widespread stormy weather, okay? So let's take a look at Futurecast for your Saturday, all right? 9:30, 10 o'clock, we're good. By lunchtime, a few popcorn showers developing. Notice by 2:30, starting to see some rains. Well, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, rains continuing to spread. Now that, I don't buy. That's a little low on the coverage. Let me adjust the Futurecast flavor a bit here. Stand by. Of course, you're going to be a putz, aren't you? All right, so Saturday, bubbling up the rain. Interesting that Futurecast is really not going with much. Okay, there it is. All right, so like 1:30, 2 o'clock tomorrow, showers and storms kind of through the metro, and then working it off toward the west thereafter. I still think that it's underdoing it. If we look at the long-range Futurecast, so Friday, here's Saturday, kind of going with that influx of moisture. All right, I guess it's kind of focusing it on our western areas, metro and west. And then for Sunday, we're starting to seemingly dry the pattern out a little bit. So may have to tweak that around a little bit, but that storm system nevertheless is in play. So today's storms could get to be a little feisty. All right. All right, that's what we've got, Cheryl. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Beth, I just turned 21. Happy birthday. Happy 21st. That's okay. You can celebrate your 21st as many times as you want. I'm not going to judge. Do it. So today, dangerous heat in the forecast, okay? All right, to the tropics we go. Invest 94 is the only game in town. Before we even do that, let's just go to the wider perspective. So there's Invest 94, bottom right corner of your screen. Rolling along. Now, if you say to yourself, doesn't this seem early to be tracking any kind of Cabo Verde style systems? The answer to that is yes. It's early for us to be tracking anything coming off the coast of Africa, but here we are. We're tracking it, right? Okay, very cool. We'll continue to track it. Before we go and do too much more, there's that little storm system off the mid-Atlantic, kind of doing its thing. Caribbean, looking nice and quiet. But yeah, Invest 94 is the tropical game in town. So let's zoom in on it, and you can see it there in the central Atlantic. It's getting its sea legs. There's another wave back behind it as well. When we look at development chances for Invest 94, development opportunities actually look pretty good. Yeah. Over the next 2 days' time, not anticipating this getting its act together. Over the next 5 days' time, we could be talking about a depression forming. Like early next week is kind of the idea. Here's a look at the computer forecast models. Oh my gosh, we're pulling out spaghetti models. It must be hurricane season. It's awful far south. It's like awful far south. So there's not a ton of spin, which is why we're not anticipating this thing to get rapidly going, any of that. Remember, we always talk about weaker goes west. The stronger the storms are, they like to recurve and do that thing. This is anticipated to be tracking west into the Caribbean and then eventually into perhaps Central America. Okay, so not a huge concern for us locally, but it's there. It's something we certainly will want to watch. What about intensity models? Let's take a look. These are the latest intensity models from the National Hurricane Center, expecting it by Monday, Tuesday to start to develop, perhaps to tropical storm. There's even a model or two that's trying to take it up to hurricane status. So it's a possibility for sure. What about the global models? Let's take a look, shall we? If you joined us this morning for our 6 a.m. Tracking the Tropics update, then you know about the 0Z models. But if not, we will go over the newer 6Z models together. So this is the raw GFS. Because it's so far south, I have to scroll down, which means you don't get to see the timestamp on the screen, which means I will just have to recite it to you. But here we are. Okay, so first off, let's just kind of look at things. I'll bring it full screen for you. So there's our mid-Atlantic storm system pulling away. There's our Florida storm system. Again, both non-tropical this cycle, but I can't promise that that's going to be the case looking ahead to the next cycle. So there's that. All right, so let's roll through time, roll through time. There is Invest 94, according to the GFS. Barely missing South America. Like, when you've got a storm system this far south and it's barely missing South America, you know, the opportunity for it to get to us is awful slim, okay? This, by the way, the timestamp here, this is Tuesday, June 28th at 2 p.m., so that's where it is. So, you know, down in the southern islands here, around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, may have some sort of a tropical feature. If that's the case, then we'll certainly watch. Jeffrey says, "Hi, Eric, could you please show the CMC Doom model?" I'll show it, but again, as long as we all know it's the Doom model. All right, so there's that moving into the Caribbean. Now, the Z, and I'll tell you, I have not seen the 6Z. I like to review this with you. I don't like to look at this earlier. I frequently yell at my dogs on my lawn. Okay. The 0Z run tried to develop it into a hurricane in the Caribbean for sure. Let's see where we're at with this. 990, 984. Oh, hello there, GFS. Wanting to get a little feisty, are we? All right, so is that a 960? No, it's 980, 977, 980, 977. So yeah, that's a decent little tropical system moving in towards Central America. That landfall point would be July 1st / July 2nd. So yeah. All right, so there's that. Let's just continue on and see if the GFS model is doing anything else. Lowering pressures around Florida, July 7th-ish. Nothing organized, but lowering pressures around Florida and the Gulf. Yeah, nothing big. We'll just say that. All right, so there's that. Let's switch over to the European. All right, there's our Mid-Atlantic feature. There's our Florida feature. Remember, the 6Z only goes out 90 hours, so I will switch from the 6Z once we hit 90 hours back to the 0Z. And there, I mean, there's 90 hours, and there's obviously Invest 94 doing its thing, staying south. All right, we'll switch from the 6Z back to the 0Z. Not much difference. There it is moving into the Caribbean. That's Wednesday, 2 a.m., June 29th. $991, $989, $983, $982, $979. So GF is a little more bullish in intensity, but nevertheless, that is Saturday, July the 2nd at 8 a.m. landfall point, Central America. Jenny, is anyone paying attention to the weather today? I spent like 12 minutes talking about the weather today. Did you miss it? It's on the bottom of the screen as well. And then after that, yeah, and then that's about it. All right. Now, I don't always show this, but let's do this. Let's look at some ensembles. If you're not familiar with what ensembles are, this is the GFS ensemble. Basically, it just runs a bunch of different times. Think of it as Baskin Robbins. You go into an ice cream shop, you get all the flavors of it, okay? All right, so let's expand it out. This is the GFS ensemble. They're not going bonkers on it developing yet, but you can kind of start to see where we're starting to get little lows developing here. Yeah, you can kind of see the grouping of lows developing there. So they're all kind of developing it into the Caribbean Sea. And then from there, most of the ensembles are taking it to Central America. A couple of the weaker ensembles are bringing it like up Cuba and kind of getting lost in translation. But there's the big Bermuda high helping to keep it steered. So there's that. But, truth be told, some of the ensemble plots are kind of trying to recurve it. I don't know about all that. That Bermuda high is awful strong. So that's the GFS ensembles. Let's switch over to the European ensembles. All right, we'll shift this south. We're just doing a little tropical analysis here. There you go, the European there, right at the kind of central Atlantic, firing up the lows. Taylor says we're listening to him, but he hasn't checked the comments. The train has derailed on us because we're unsupervised. Oh my God, what happened? What did I miss, everybody? Another random comment read, but nobody in the comments is talking about the weather. What did I miss? Can somebody tell me what I missed as I'm over here just yentering it on? The problem is when I get into like tropical analysis, my focus, I've got 2 monitors at home. Taylor says, you missed everything, Eric. What did I miss? Guide me. Teach me. What happened? He needs to watch us like kindergartners. Apparently, what happened? Tell me what I missed. Let me just roll through the Euro and then I'm done analysisizing. Look at how much tighter the European ensembles are. The GFS is trying to go everywhere. The European is like, nope, it's going into the Caribbean. And this year, seemingly the European is better. It's Taylor Walters' birthday. That's where it started. Oh, Taylor, yes! The birthday! The birthday! We're just chatting about everything else while you're talking weather. If I'm boring you, Yukon, I don't want to do that either. We let you do your job and we socialize with each other. We're bad children. He can reread like we have to rewatch. Yeah, when we miss stuff too. Age, diet, nothing weather. Got it. Apparently I'm going to have to rewatch Coffee Talk. As long as I'm not boring you with the weather information. As long as you guys can, as long as you're chitter-chattering in the back of the class, passing notes to each other. Do you like me? Check yes or no. As long as you're doing that while still interested in the weather. That's all. That's all I want to know. All right, everything's working into the... Yeah, all right, so that's cool. That's good. European ensemble's much more on board with all that. Yeah, and you can see at the end, there's just a million lows up to the north, that's all. Not bored at all. Not boring at all. We're still paying attention. Okay, very good. All right, so we've got that little Florida low. You're not boring listening and talking live. Okay, all right. So we've got that little Florida low. That showed up on our LRC. If we look at the month of June, people are already asking about the month of July. If we look at the month of June here, both of these features have shown up. That Texas and Louisiana one didn't really, but it was a very weak feature. So that one didn't show up, but both the Mid-Atlantic feature and the Florida feature showed up. Do you like me? Yes or no? You like that? Audra says, I still have some of the notes I passed around in high school at my mom's house. That's funny. Kimberly got my answer about Sunday morning. Very good. When do you think it will get back to the normal low in the mid-90s? Yeah, we'll have to definitely look at that. I would say this weekend as the rain chances rise. So June, we saw both of these features show up. Looking to July, Mickey says, or is asking, so is Gary appearing soon? I originally had him set for today. He's asking me right now, can we do it Monday? Yes, sir. All All right, so he's who I was texting. Yeah, so Gary, it sounds like, will be with us on Monday. Looking ahead to the month of July, the 6th and the 7th, another one of those weaker features in the Northeast. Now, I do want to look and see, does that show up? July 6th and 7th, Northeastern United States. Again, it doesn't have to be tropical for me to, be okay with it, for me to consider it a win. July 6th and 7th, Northeast United States. July 6th. And timestamps in the top right, by the way. July 6th and 7th. We're rolling through. You see that low right there? You guys see that right there? It's weak, but there's a little low. Yep. All right. Around July 6th and 7th, there's a little low there. Let's switch over to the European. I'm curious if the European's picking up on it. Yeah, look at that. July 6th and 7th. Off the shoreline, which is fine, but in that vicinity. So there you go. The European showing it, the GFS showing it. So watching the Northeast, not necessarily a hit, but again, there's a little feature there. I will say this, for anyone making plans, Tom says little win is a win. Listen, in college, if there's one thing my friend Marlon Scott taught me, a win is a win. Take them. All right. July 20/21. You all, Coffee Talk friends, have pointed out that's when I'm on my weather conference up in Boston. And that's very clearly when the Florester is cycling through. Now, at this point, we should be getting close enough. Where are we at? We should be getting close enough to see it on the BSR. I just want to look and see. We're not quite there yet. Hold on a second. Let me just... Oh, I did it at work. Okay, never mind. Okay, all right. So I did it at work. We're not quite there for the BSR yet. About a week and a half or so away from where we can look at the BSR and balance it out to see. But I'll tell you this, friends, seriously, that's the Florester. That's the Florester part of the pattern. And that, to me, is the signature part of the pattern. That's the one part that I am the most concerned with producing. So July 20th/ the 21st, watch it. Okay? Seriously, watch it. Put it in your calendar. We're going to be watching Florida during those days, okay? Watch it. I have some notes and letters from back in the 70s. I'm aging myself. Anne-Marie, that's amazing, though. I love it. Willie, refresh my memory. What's the Florester? Yeah, so the Florester, so that's a storm system. The November 6th storm system repeating. So what was the November 6th storm system? It was the biggest, clearest feature in our entire LRC cycle. The November 6th storm system fired up in the Gulf and moved across the peninsula. On November 6th, it really kind of got its energy out east, which is why not only is there the possibility of it being a Gulf entry, but it could even be kind of like a recurvature or an entry from the Atlantic side. That's a look at the satellite imagery from November 6th. Here's a look at the recycle on January 13th. You can see it firing up as it pulls away. So even though the first version crossed the peninsula from the Gulf side, it's got its energy out east. So tropically speaking, it may be an East Coast kind of system. This is the November 6th radar imagery. Lots and lots of rainfall from it. So for November 6th, that part of the pattern, we did highlight not only the Gulf Coast, but also the Atlantic Coast. It may be an Atlantic entry as well. And it recycled mid-May, did not produce tropically. That late July part of the pattern is definitely a part of the pattern that we are going to be watching. So yeah, Keep that in mind, all right? All right. Other than that, the month of July not looking too bad for us here in Florida, at least. It's just that 20th, 21st timeline. Put it in your calendar. This is unchanged from when we issued our hurricane forecast all the way back on March the 1st. All you have to do to get that hurricane forecast is head over to wesh.com/hurricane forecast. wesh.com/hurricane forecast. You get the unadjusted forecast from March the 1st. Unadjusted. All right, so for today, hot, opportunity for strong to severe storms, 97 degrees our high temperature. Next couple of days, we'll watch those temperatures back to where they should be. Storm chances certainly elevated, and Florida's going to Florida. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns? Anything? Anything at all? All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk this morning. I will see you today at 3:30 for the afternoon Coffee Talk. We'll review brand new model data. We'll review all the goods in the tropics, in our local stuff, all of that. All right? Be good, be good, be good. See y'all later.